김중일.
You are listening to Voice of Korea News Now. Respected Kim Jong-un received the congratulatory messages from the presidents of the Syrian Arab Republic, the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, and the Republic of Kazakhstan on the occasion of the Day of the Sun, the birth anniversary of the great leader President Kim Il-sung. The messages extended sincere congratulations to Kim Jong-un on the Day of the Sun, and most sincerely wished him good health and happiness, and the people of the DPRK constant progress and prosperity. Respected Kim Jong-un received a gift from the chairman of the South African Group for the Study of Kim Il-sungism, Kim Jong-ilism, the delegation of the Nepalese Society for the Study of Self-Reliance, and the Italian delegation for the study of the Church idea on a visit to the DPRK on the occasion of the Day of the Sun. The gift was conveyed to an official concerned on the 14th. That day, respected Kim Jong-un also received a gift from the Thai Organization for the Study of the Church idea and the Thailand Korea Friendship Association. Respected Kim Jong-un received a letter from the participants in the Church idea seminar on Kim Il-sungism, Kim Jong-ilism, and the cause of global independence on the 14th. The letter said His Excellency Kim Jong-un formulated the revolutionary idea of President Kim Il-sung and General Secretary Kim Jong-il as Kim Il-sungism, Kim Jong-ilism, and declared it as the revolutionary idea representing the times, and continued, Kim Il-sungism, Kim Jong-ilism is the people-centered revolutionary idea and the unique guideline which gives correct answers to all problems arising in the world today. Now, organizations for the study of Kim Il-sungism, Kim Jong-ilism are being formed one after another in many countries, and a lot of people are studying hard Kim Il-sungism, Kim Jong-ilism. The Church idea followers are making firm solidarity with the Korean people and positively conducting activities for the study and dissemination of the Church idea, such as the publication of collection of Kim Jong-un's works, in order to widely inform the world people of His Excellency Kim Jong-un. The latter sincerely wished esteemed His Excellency Kim Jong-un welfare and good health for continuous encouragement and leadership of the struggle of the world people for independence. Respected Marshal Kim Jong-un received the congratulatory messages from the General Association of Korean Residents in Japan and its organizations on the occasion of the 102nd birth anniversary of the great leader Generalissimo Kim Il-sung. The messages came from the Standing Council of the Federation of Korean Men of Commerce in Japan, the Central Standing Committee of the Korean Youth League in Japan, the Central Standing Committee of the Union of Democratic Korean Women in Japan, and of the central organizations of the General Association and its affiliated organizations and business firms, the headquarters of the General Association in localities, the Korea University, and Korean schools at all levels in Japan. The message is extended with humble reverence, highest respect to the great leader Generalissimo Kim Il-sung, the eternal son of the nation and benevolent father of the officials of the General Association of Korean Residents in Japan and Japan resident Koreans, on the occasion of the Day of the Sun, the greatest auspicious holiday of the nation. They sincerely wish to respected Marshal Kim Jong-un, the destiny of the General Association, good health for the prosperity of the country, and the strengthening and development of the movement of Koreans in Japan. The Liaoning Provincial Association for International Friendly Contacts of China and Indonesia-Korea Association for Friendship and Cultural Exchange sent floral baskets to respected Kim Jong-un on the occasion of the Day of the Sun. The floral baskets were conveyed to an official concerned on the 15th by Acting Chairman Zhang Guixin, who is head of the working delegation of the Liaoning Provincial Association for International Friendly Contacts of China, and Teguh Santosa, Secretary General of the Indonesia-Korea Association for Friendship and Cultural Exchange, on a visit to the DPRK. The Lazo publishing house in Artyom City of Russia recently published in book form the famous work of the great leader President Kim Il-sung, The Information of the Non-Aligned Nations Should Contribute to the People's Cause of Independence. The New Communist Party of Britain carried the gist of his work on eliminating dogmatism and formalism and establishing truth in ideological work in the April issue of its bulletin. The Mountbatten Czech Korean Friendship Association posted a brief history of revolutionary activities of the great leader Kim Il-sung on its internet homepage, Mountbatten on the 9th. The homepage carried a portrait of smiling Kim Il-sung. Gatherings, seminars, roundtable talks, photo exhibitions, and film shows were held in Laos, Libya, Ethiopia, Nigeria, and Dominica on the 7th and the 9th on the occasion of the Day of the Sun. Seen at the venues of the functions were photos showing the immortal exploits of the great Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il and respected Kim Jong-un. Screened at the film shows were Korean documentaries including Eternal Truths of Praise of the Sun and Korea Today. Meanwhile, Korean photo, book, and fine arts exhibitions opened on the 7th and the 9th in Artyom City of Russia and in Ljubljana City of Slovenia on the same occasion. Foreign newspapers recently carried special articles on the occasion of the Day of the Sun, illustrated with smiling portraits of the great leader President Kim Il-sung. The Democratic Congolese newspaper La Prosperité dedicated the whole page to articles of different titles praising the greatness of the great leader Kim Il-sung and respected Kim Jong-un under the caption, Kim Il-sung, the eternal son of the world progressive humanity. The Ugandan newspaper Sunrise and the Nepalese newspaper Arapan carried articles praising the undying feats of President Kim Il-sung, who created the immortal Tzu idea. Meanwhile, the Guinean Kim Il-sung-ya Kim Jong-il Association and the Mexican Committee for the Study of Kim Il-sungism Kim Jong-ilism recently issued bulletins on the same occasion. Vietnamese poet Nguyen Si Thiet created a poem on the occasion of the birth anniversary of Generalissimo Kim Il-sung, and Cuban personage Isabel Carosia Paradilla a poem, The Rays of the Sun Will Be Eternal, on the occasion of the Day of the Sun. The poems highly praise the undying feats performed by the great leader Kim Il-sung for the year and humanity. Kim Yong-nam, Park Bong-ju, and other senior officials of the party and the state a chairperson of a friendly party, and officials of the party and government bodies, working people's organizations, ministries, and national institutions visited the Kumsusan Palace of the Sun and paid tribute to the great Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il, who are laid in state there on the 15th on the occasion of the Day of the Sun. Foreign diplomatic representatives, representatives of international organizations, and foreign military attaches in Korea, delegations and delegates of the Tsuchi Idea Study Organizations, foreign guests, members of the delegation of Koreans in Japan for celebrating the Day of the Sun, and other overseas Koreans visited the Kumsusan Palace of the Sun and paid tribute to the great leaders Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il on the 15th on the occasion of the Day of the Sun. That day, representatives and members of the Pyongyang mission of the South Korean Anti-Imperialist National Democratic Front visited the Kumsusan Palace of the Sun and paid homage to the great Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il. Service personnel of the Korean People's Army, working people of different sections, school youth and children visited the bronze statues of the great leaders Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il on Mansu Hill and paid homage to them on the 15th on the occasion of the Day of the Sun. Seen before the bronze statues was a floral basket sent by respect to the Kim Jong-un. Laid there bouquets and flowers as well as floral baskets in the name of the party, armed forces and government organs, public organizations, ministries, national institutions, units of the Korean People's Army and the Korean People's Internal Security Forces, different levels of institutions, industrial establishments, farms, schools and others in Pyongyang. Also placed there was a floral basket in the name of the Pyongyang mission of the South Korean Anti-Imperialist National Democratic Front. Floral baskets, bouquets and flowers were laid before the bronze statues and smiling portraits of the fatherly leader President Kim Il-sung and the great Kim Jong-il in different places of Pyongyang, including Kim Il-sung Military University, the Ministry of the People's Armed Forces, the Ministry of People's Security, the Manjongdae Revolutionary School, and the Mansudae Art Studio. Service personnel of the Korean People's Army, working people and school youth and children across the country visited the bronze statues and smiling portraits of the great generalismos at their localities, laid floral baskets, bouquets and flowers, and paid respects to them. A floral basket sent by Marie-Madeleine Mienze, Deputy General Secretary of the People's Party for the Reconstruction and Democracy of the Democratic Congo, was laid before the bronze statues of the great Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il on Mansu Hill on the 15th on the occasion of the Day of the Sun. King Norodom Sihamoni and Great Queen Norodom Monimyet Sihanouk respectively sent large floral baskets to the DPRK Embassy in Cambodia on the occasion of the Day of the Sun. A delegation of the Ministry of Royal Palace of the Royal Government of Cambodia, headed by Deputy Prime Minister for the Royal Palace, Hong Sam-ol, paid a congratulatory visit to the DPRK Embassy and laid a large floral basket before the smiling portraits of the great Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il on the 7th upon the authorization of the King and the Great Queen. The staff members of the Consulate General of the People's Republic of China and the Russian Federation in Chongjin, Chinese residents and foreign guests staying in the city laid floral baskets and bouquets before the bronze statue of the great leader Kim Il-sung in Chongjin City, North Hamgyong Province, and paid respects to him on the 15th on the occasion of the Day of the Sun. Kim Yong-nam, Park Bong-ju, and other senior officials of the party and state, a chairperson of a friendly party, and officials of the party and government organs, working people's organizations, ministries and national institutions, visited Manjongdae, the birthplace of the great leader President Kim Il-sung on the 15th on the occasion of his 102nd birth anniversary. Joint performances of the 29th April Spring French Art Festival were given at the Pyongyang Grand Theater, the Bonghwa Art Theater, and East Pyongyang Grand Theater on the 15th. In joint performances were Kim Yong-nam, Park Bong-ju, and other senior officials of the party and state, officials of ministries and national institutions, and working people in Pyongyang. They were also appreciated by the delegation of Koreans in Japan for celebrating the Day of the Sun and other overseas Korean delegations and compatriots, the representative of the Pyongyang mission of the South Korean Anti-Imperialist National Democratic Front, foreign diplomatic representatives, and representatives of international organizations and foreign embassy staff members in Korea and other foreigners. The joint performances were given by the artists of China, Russia, Germany, Malaysia, Mongolia, Bulgaria, Belarus, Switzerland, Austria, Ukraine, Italy, Indonesia, Vietnam, France, Finland, Cuba, and Poland, as well as overseas Korean artists. A banquet was given at the People's Palace of Culture in Pyongyang on the 15th to celebrate the 102nd birth anniversary of the great leader President Kim Il-sung. Present there were Kim Yong-nam, Park Bong-ju, and other senior officials of the party, state and army, chairperson of a friendly party, officials of the armed forces and government organs, the cabinet, working people's organizations, ministries and national institutions, and meritorious persons. Also on hand were the heads of the delegation of Koreans in Japan for celebrating the Day of the Sun, and other overseas Korean delegations and compatriots, and the representative of the Pyongyang mission of the South Korean Anti-Imperialist National Democratic Front. Invited to the reception were foreign diplomatic representatives and representatives of international organizations and foreign military attaches and their wives in Korea and other foreigners. Kim Yong-nam, president of the Presidium of the Supreme People's Assembly of the DPRK, met and talked with foreigners who paid a courteous call on him at the Mansudae Assembly Hall in Pyongyang on the 15th. The visitors included Alberto Anaya Gutierrez, national leader of the Workers' Party of Mexico, Johnny Han, co-chairman of the Council of the Kim Il-sung Kim Jong-il Foundation, Henry Masiko, Director General of the African Regional Committee for the Study of the Church Idea, Alexander Prohanov, Editor-in-Chief of the Russian newspaper Zavtra, who are directors of the International Kim Il-sung Prize Council and International Kim Jong-il Prize Council. Fireworks were set off in Pyongyang, the capital of revolution, on the 15th in celebration of the Day of the Sun. On the evening of the 15th, the Kim Il-sung Square, the Mansu Hill, the Ongni Bridge, and other places around the bank of the river Taedong with the tower of the Church Idea were crowded with people of different sections, school youth and children, overseas Koreans staying in the socialist homeland, and foreigners. At 8 p.m., fireworks were set up high up in the sky amid the solemn playing of the immortal revolutionary paean song of General Kim Il-sung, decorating the night sky of celebration beautifully with different colors. People across the country significantly celebrated the Day of the Sun, the greatest auspicious holiday of the nation, with a great emotion and joy of having re-elected the respected Kim Il-sung, first chairman of the National Defense Commission of the DPRK. Working people of broader sections and school youth and children visited the plaza of the Kongsusan Palace of the Sun, the supreme temple of Juche, and paid respect to the great Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il, looking up to their smiling portraits. The venue of the 16th Kim Il-sung Year Festival, which is being grandly held in the capital city Pyongyang, and the Kim Il-sung Year exhibition halls in all provinces were crowded with the visitors looking for the marvelous immortal flower Kim Il-sung Years. Performances were given at the Morambong Theatre, the April 25th House of Culture, the National Theatre, and other theatres in the capital city Pyongyang to celebrate the Day of the Sun. Colorful performances of grand cars of the working people were given in all provinces to the pleasure of the working people from all walks of life and school youth and children celebrating the Day of the Sun. Working people of different strata and school youth and children spent a good time of the holiday at the Munsu Water Park and the Nungna Dolphinarium, wonderfully built under the care of the party. On the other hand, working people and school youth and children in the capital city and different other parts played sports and amusement games, increasing the atmosphere of celebration. The Ongye Restaurant, the Chungye Restaurant, the Pyongyang Noodle House, the Kangye Noodle House, the Shinhan Restaurant, and other catering service spaces served the clients with diverse foods, pleasing the people on the holiday. Dancing parties of youth and students for celebrating the Day of the Sun were held at the dancing grounds in Pyongyang, including the plazas of the Pyongyang Indoor Stadium and the Arts of Triumph. Dancing parties of youth and students also took place in the streets of all provinces, cities, and counties on the same day. A reception was given at the Pyongyang Korea Hotel on the 15th in honor of the overseas compatriots who have come here to celebrate the Day of the Sun. Invited there were the delegation of the General Association of Koreans in China, the delegation of the General Association of Koreans in the United States, and other overseas Korean delegations and overseas Korean compatriots staying in the homeland. Present there were officials concerned. A meeting for staff of the first term camping was held at the Manjeongdae Children's Union Camp on the 15th on the occasion of the Day of the Sun. Present there were officials of the party and government bodies in Pyongyang and the Kim Il-sung Socialist Youth League, teachers of the camp and campers. A clarion call to start the camping was sounded, and then a flag of camping was hoisted. After the meeting, the campers marched in file. Similar meetings were held at the Sogam Children's Union Camp and other camps in different parts of Korea. Foreigners and overseas Koreans participating in the 16th Kim Il-sung Festival visited Manjeongdae. They also visited the Victorious Fatherland Liberation War Museum. Crewmen of the Chinese ship Sunfa-1 and the Belize flagged ship Amgur held meetings at the Haeju and Nampo ports, respectively, on the 15th to celebrate the Day of the Sun. Before the meetings, the participants laid bouquets before the bronze statues of the great leader President Kim Il-sung in Haeju City of South Gwanghae Province and Nampo City and paid homage to him. Letters to respect to Kim Jong-un were adopted at the meetings. An event, Evening of Korean Culture and Art for celebrating the Day of the Sun was held in Beijing of China on the 13th. Present at the event were personages and members of the Beijing Wuyao Jixiang Culture Propagation Company Limited and in the field of cinematics of China, and invited there were DPRK ambush staff members in China. The Korean documentary Fireworks of a Thriving Country was screened and an art performance was given at the event. According to the South Korean internet newspaper Samsaesang, the memorial service for the victims of the incident of the People's Revolutionary Party that happened during the Yusin dictatorial regime was held in Chilgok, North Gyeongsang Province on the 9th. Speakers at the memorial service said the Yusin dictatorship has revived due to the present chief executive, which suffocates democracy. They expressed the will to judge the authorities through the forthcoming local election. And that's the end of the news read by Chun Seung-nam. This is Voice of Korea.
Now you enjoy your colors. Leader Kim Il-sung will always be with us. your meal, Carlos. General Kim Jong-il will be modeled as the sun. Please appreciate your meal, Carlos. Footsteps. flowers of the sun. Kim Il-sung, unfading flowers in bloom towards the eternal sun of humankind. This is the subject of the 16th Kim Il-sung Festival, now in progress in Pyongyang, the capital of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. I visited the venue of the festival, showing the unfading, beautiful flower named after the great man Kim Il-sung, kept in bloom in the mind of humankind. The venue of the festival, decorated in a unique way on 2 floors of the building, was a sea of flowers in the true sense of the word. Rim Yong-gung, senior official of Kim Il-sung의 Kim Jong-il의 committee, said,
이 승수와 김일성화 축전에는 지난해보다 더 많은 23,000여 달하는
23,000 plus appointed Kim Il-sung have been presented to the 16th Kim Il-sung Festival, which are more than last year. Participating institutions have become more enthusiastic and applicants gradually increased. Of flowers presented in the name of the 14 diplomatic missions and missions of international organizations in Korea, organizations of friendship and solidarity with Korea and foreign individuals. I saw the warm mind of humankind, respecting great Kim Il-sung as the son of all people. The largest stands of the General Association of Korean Residents in Japan and units of the armed forces were wonderful, and those of the Secretariat of the Cabinet, the Ministry of Agriculture, the Ministry of State Construction Control, the State Academy of Sciences, and the institutions were all demonstrating their unique beauty. At the stand of the central bank, where the flowers are unusually graceful and beautiful, I interviewed cultivator Park Sol-gyung and senior official Kim Kwang-nam. They said humidity and temperature control should be technically perfect in the cultivation of Kim Il-sung. Park Sol-gyung said, we have cultivated the flowers, spraying water several times at night, and keep it drying for humidity in the daytime. Our hearts burning with yearning for the fatherly leader Kim Il-sung. Kim Kwang-nam said,
수령님을 사랑 많이 받아온 국민들이 모습과 또 인신단들도 수령님을 따르는
the beings of the sun we described represent the Korean people who enjoy the love of President Kim Il-sung and their resolve to follow him in single-hearted unity. Originally, Kim Il-sung is in bloom in September and October. But in all these stands, the flowers are in full bloom ahead of their season. Before the stand of the Dragon Guidance Bureau, many visitors attentively learn the way of cultivation from cultivator Choi Un-oh.
우리 오본 시용님을 선생님한테 껐어게 마시고 싶은 심정으로
We first made a firm resolve to grow Kim Il-sung well to keep the fatherly Kim Il-sung in flowers forever, and have done as we resolved. As a result, we have presented more than 300 potted flowers. She said, usually about 25 flowers bloom on a stalk, but they have up to 40. I truly felt that their ardent resolve to praise the great man has grown the beautiful flowers ahead of the season. Before the stand of the Korean flood conflict, I found an old woman having a picture taken with her grandson. She said,
수령님을 직접 만나는 것 같습니다. 여기 와면. 그래서 내는 이건 내해합니다. 난 9살 때.
I feel as if I meet a little person to my folks. I come here every year. When I was 9, he stroked my head and said, "We are future masters of the country." I kept turning to the festival as his image of the day deepened in my eyes. Section head of the complex, Son Yong-nam said,
우리 지역소에도 어머니 수령님의 무거운 손길이 깃들어 있습니다. 어머니 수령님의 그 자유로운 태양의
our complex is also warmly associated with the guidance of the Father Woman. Picturing his smile as bright as the sun to our senses, we have grown Kim Il-sung's excellently and presented them to this festival. The flowers represent the future feelings of the employees of the complex, mixed with the resolve to open up a great heyday of construction, as wished by President Kim Il-sung, and the resolve to produce more cement to contribute to the country, making a leap forward with a youthful vigor. All stands represent the loyalty of the Korean people to implement the behests of the great leaders with the longing for Father Kim Il-sung. Kim Il-sung is in bloom in the hearts of the Korean people and humankind, holding the purest great man in high esteem all the time.
You've been listening to an account of visit under the title Festival of Flowers of the Sun. This is Voice of Korea.
Please appreciate the song Kim Il-sung in Full Bloom Around the World, created in 1966 or 1977.
With this, we conclude the English language service of Voice of Korea from the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Voice of Korea presents its English language service for Southeast Asia between 5 and 6 hours UTC on 13,650 kHz and 15,105 kHz, and between 10 and 11 hours UTC on 11,735 kHz and 13,650 kHz. For Middle East and Northern Africa between 16 and 17 hours UTC on 9,890 kHz and 11,645 kHz, and between 19 and 20 hours UTC on 9,875 kHz and 11,635 kHz. For Southern Africa between 19 and 20 hours UTC on 7,210 kHz and 11,910 kHz. And for Central and South America between 4 and 5 hours UTC on 11,735 kHz, 13,760 kHz, and 15,180 kHz. And between 10 and 11 hours UTC on 11,710 kHz and 15,180 kHz. Goodbye, this is Pyongyang.